Hello YouTube, Drake Clawfang here. Welcome back to my Let's Play Developers Commentary of Philly Fantasy VI. Once again we jump right into the action with a fight. Didn't I equip Espers to people? I wouldn't really. Oh, and Kane's still low on MP. Once again, for those of you who haven't been watching the Let's Play up until now, this should be proof that I really have no idea what I'm doing here. What even is Final Fantasy VI? I don't know, I just downloaded some game I heard everyone likes. And, you know, let's put ponies in it. We'll heal you up for now. Let's get everyone an Esper. I want Celestia to be my offensive mage. And you'll see now, due to 2.0, I use the raw god tier spells for other. Why do I always have these disgusting bodily functions doing LPing? Seriously. Wipe my nose. If I were more professional, I would start over, but nope. One thing I want to show here while we have our Espers equipped. Oh wait, she doesn't have enough MP. Does she have MP? That's the one thing I wish it could have been added if you don't have enough MP for someone that grays out. Probably is a way to do it, like I know that would be, hypothetically be a way, but too complicated for me to worry about. Now we're gonna be bio. Okay, never mind, Celestia. We'll do it next time. Anyway, what I'm gonna show is because some of the Esper sprites are different than the, well, not all the Esper sprites are different, but some of them are different in such a way that spell effects for the summon attack don't line up properly. And in 1.0 Star Swirl, the lightning effect from his staff came from like just above the staff where Ramuh's staff would be. But for 2.0 I realigned some of the Esper sprites, and now you can see the light is actually coming from Star Swirl's staff. What inspired me to do it specifically, like for most of it I wasn't too worried about it, but the reason I had to do it is the Bahamut replacement Esper was replaced by another dragon, and because of the way, the problem is that when you export the Bahamut sprite, it's all chopped up into pieces and that. So Rival Fox's replacement sprite for that, I'd have to do the same, chopping up in the exact same positions, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to deal with this, just upload the sprite, you know, it's there. But they created the unfortunate effect that it looked like the Mega Flare effect was coming out of his butt. So it led to the joke that he's spotting fire on them. So I'm like, okay, let's go in, I figured out how to move like the spawn position for the Mega Flare fire effect, figured out how to move the placement of the Esper sprite on screen, and I figured, hey, while I'm here, let's just do it for a couple others, line them up. Something else I was looking at in the forum, it's a forum topic about it because it was fairly recent. I was looking at changing the names in the ending to the names of the ponies. But yeah, people said leave it as is, and you know, thinking over, yeah, it's fine. You know, because the whole thing like Twilight Sparkle as Terra, etc. does work for the hack. Oh wait, that's the more expensive one. Well, I can afford it now. 3 because I have to remember Applejack doesn't need it. Wait. Oh wait, maybe she does need it. There it is. Steel Katana. Steel Spear. No, I don't want you to keep throwing wings. Steel Sword. Yeah. I wish they could. The stat screen would show stat changes, because it's not something you need to worry about too much in the original Final Fantasy VI. But for this hack, I did add a lot of, yeah, it technically has lower battle power / defense, but they offer stat boosts and that like. So, it's just a way to see the stat screen so you can see directly which stats are changing aside from defense and attack. Let's rest while I'm here. Yeah, okay. I think we're all good to go. That's the next part of our quest. Yes, that is Octavia. Octavia directing the opera because that just works. And here she is. So Rainbow Dash showed in the airship, to me that's just perfect. And of course her airship is named the Rain Boom. What else are you gonna call it? I do find it kind of funny though that in this hack the gambler type weapons like the card throws and the dice and that I reassigned to Pinkie Pie as party tricks. A friend of mine on FilmFiction, R.T. Stevens, or I don't know if it's Stevens or Steffens, I'm sorry. He's doing, unrelated to this project, a Philly Fantasy VI fanfic, and he cast Pinkie as Setzer. Irony! Okay, Flash, take a chainsaw to them. Uh-oh. Ouch. Yeah, that's the problem. So it does 8 times damage if your level is the same as the enemies. So, Flash, yeah. Ouch. I'm tempted to fight around a bit, learn some spells. But I think I'm good enough. Also, the Palais Houvier is a reference to a famous French opera house. I think it's the Palais Garnier, I believe is the name. Like the shampoo, I think it is, because that's how I remembered it. Yeah, what the heck, let's fight a little. That should do it. Oh, that's why. not much to say at this point. I'm just level grinding. You know, I wasn't intending to. Maybe I'll cut this part out. Or it depends on if I learn spells after this battle. Like, if this is all I need, then, you know, no, we can leave this in. Okay, that's a start. Not that no kids needs any of these anyway. Link protect. One particular note on spell distribution I'll go over while I'm looking at the espers, and you know, we got them recently. I wanted to give the player access to actual useful status magic earlier that they could make use of. So you know, here I have Sleep, Mute, Slow and Confused. There are uses for those. Dragon is a use. Protect, very useful. Dispel, very useful. In the original game, Dispel, like, it's the only esper that teaches that decent learn rate is Alexander. Everything else teaches that like ×1 or ×2, and I'm like, why? Dispel is so important and useful. And same with the other basic Cure, Raise, Remedy. Star Swirls, Shell, and Scan. I guess Scan is very useful against the boss coming up, and later bosses, so you know, we'll teach that to the player early. Bolt 2, or Bolt specifically, I increased the learn rate on it because in the original game Ramu taught it at a ×2 rate, but in the Mardoon taught it at a ×3 rate. I'm just gonna pause here while well, not pause, but like keep talking about. So like, it always bugged me that like the Esper of Lightning doesn't teach the lightning spell teaches it slower than the Esper that is. It's supposed to be like the jack of all stats, master of none type Esper. Now, on the one hand, it made sense because, you know, Bolt 2 is a really powerful spell, so I understand why there's a lower learn rate, so it's harder to learn. But still, it's ×2. Someone dedicated can just grind that out. And meanwhile, you know, in this hack, yeah, it's still stronger, but I upped the MP cost a little and lowered max MP. So it is a high risk, high return kind of thing. Yeah, you can spam Bolt 2, but it'll run through your MP quick. Anyway, back to Chrysalis and Cadence. You don't see Chrysalis here, but I think she was I think that's really the only way to pull the imposter storyline without just saying, hey, here's someone who happens to look like Cadence. Except, you know, she's not an alicorn, so not really, but yeah. And this is another reason why I think Shining Armor as Flash Sentry just would not work. I cannot imagine Shining Armor suggesting this opera shtick, especially where Chrysalis is concerned. I had a random thought the other day, looking at clips for, I can't, suddenly I'm blanking on the episode title. The Return of Flutter Guy, with the Pony Tones and Big Mac and Rarity in that. The thing I always remember is like everyone's making a big deal on episode on how good a singer Fluttershy is, and I'm like, you guys break into song like almost once every 3 episodes. You know, like, of course Fluttershy's a good singer, you guys sing regularly. Yeah, Cadence and Chrysalis can totally talk out their problems. Thinking maybe I should have had it like fight sounds like crash, bang, ow! Maybe that would have been more appropriate. So this is actually one of the... trying to think of the right word. Not tricky. It was, well, I'll toss off for the humans. Yes, those are humans, or really deformed ponies, as the Impo in 2000 said. The problem is they're part of the background again, and that would require extensive background editing and from Vital Fox, including accommodating the animations, which I don't think he was up to. I think he said he looked at it once and he didn't want to try it or couldn't figure it out. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, the opera itself was one of the more things that got more thought put into it. And yes, that is Vinyl Scratch as the stagehand / narrator. She's not named, but it's obviously Vinyl. No sunglasses, so that I have more freedom to use her palette swaps for other NPCs. Don't want a bunch of random ponies walking around with sunglasses. So the reason I thought more about the opera is because how to play it. You know, this is arguably the most iconic scene in the game. How do I adapt this to Pony? Do I parody it? Do I play it straight? And what should the story be either way? And the one initial story I did have was it was going to be a dramatization of the Nay Anything arc from the comics, which is how Cadance and Shining Armor met. And Prince Waltz was going to be Buck Withers, the bully that Shining Armor had to deal with. And I thought, you know, that could be kind of neat. Also, lucky for me, Maria and Chrysalis have the same number of syllables, so that the sound still matches. So that does, yeah, it works. But that was another reason I didn't want to change to the story too much, because I'd have to change the singing dialogue too, and I can't change the sound. You know, I have to make the dialogue match the sounds, so it sounds fine, alright. So I decided to mostly keep it. This is why I didn't really change much here in terms of dialogue, because I didn't have a lot of flexibility in that, and I didn't want to, you know, ruin one of the game's iconic scenes too much, you know. Another reason is the opera I knew was very, very event heavy, and I didn't want to finagle with that at all. What happened? Okay, we're back. I don't know what happened there. I think another program got. Also, this is a joke. Minuet is here too. Minuet, totally not a palette swap of Lyra, even though she is. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I decided to keep the opera plate straight, not meddle with it too much. One change I did have to make here once I was more confident with event editing. In the original game, Locke blushed, but it has to do with his color palette turning a certain color, and that, so the only way it would work for Flash was if he turned red all over, which obviously doesn't Something very curious I found out about this dialogue between the Celes and Locke about Rachel. It triggers if you view Rachel's body beneath in the guy's basement in Kolingen with Celes in the party. It does not trigger if you have the Locke flashback, which I question so much, you know? Like, what sense does that make? You know, like, I agree the Locke flashback is the more intensive one, but I'm thinking, like, you know, she asked for the details, but if you've seen the body, but if she's seen the flashback, you know, shouldn't she know the details? Or is the flashback just for the player and the others don't see it? You know, just kind of strange. And of course, Prince Blueblood as Prince Waltz, because sure, we need a villain. And something else I'll mention, people have commented that the opera is glitched in some places. I don't know what it is. It's something about the speed up key. If you try to speed through the opera, like, the dialogue like blurs together, and I'm not quite sure why that is. But yeah, you have to let the opera play out at normal speed. You can't rush through it, and why would you? And I'm just going to do a little save state here, because there is one thing I want to show off. because I did change one little bit of dialogue here. How could I not? Okay, and we're back. Anyway, yeah. Some of the players said that's one of their favorite lines, you know, and that is part of the reason I chose Blue Blood for this part, because you don't have to feel any shame about killing him. Oh, whoa. What? I think that's the glitch there. You see the dialogue kind of ran together, but it's proceeding. And if not, I have that save state. As a kid, I never much got what you're supposed to do here. You know, follow his lead. Like, you can walk on top of him. It's just kind of weird. But you can't dally. This is another little change I made. Because originally, Draco just, like, faded into light and turned into the flowers. I changed it with 2 flashing effects. Just because, again, the palette thing didn't work for Shining Armor. That's actually a recurring thing because again, the original game, like everyone had the same skin tone palette. It was always like color slot 2, 3, 4 was skin tone for the characters, so, you know, events like that would change. But like events like that affected palette didn't always work for ponies because they have a whole variety of skin tones and that. That is, it does, the one particular instance I remember I had to change it is, a couple of the scenes in the Griffinstone, where you view the Magicite, it glows, and Twilight glows at the same time. I had to change that because of a different palette it uses. And I also had, there was another instance, but I can't remember what it was. It is off the top of my head. Oh, I do remember actually, yes. It's actually coming up right now. I'll get to that in a minute when it comes up. Now that is the sort of thing I'm trying to hint here. Chrysalis is starring in a play where she's Shining Armor's lover and they're heroes together. You know, that it does get hinted later on too when she appears in the World of Ruin, which I won't spoil if you haven't played yet. Well, whatever, when you fight her in the World of Ruin and she dies, she calls out for Shining Armor. So I am trying to hint, you know, maybe Chrysalis has fallen for Shining Armor. You know? There's one fanfic I read where it's like she's impersonating Cadence and it mentions that Cadence and Shining Armor, this is like the purest, most powerful love she's ever felt, and she's never actually known appreciated what it's like to be the target of someone's affections. Let's go. And how did this letter get here? Who knows? And now, just because I don't want to have to go through all this again, just in case. Oh, no! No! We're cutting this. And we're back. F2 is save, not F3. F3 is load. And also just a little thing while I'm here. You know, they've got a little dialogue here. If you bring Fluttershy or Slash Shadow, this is the part where she leaves. She mentions Angel doesn't like the singing. So this is where I did another palette edit, because it was actually, I almost considered keeping it because it kind of worked. Almost looks like a typo and impossible there. But what happens is when Shining Armor rides in the scene later on, his sprite is colored black, so it blends in with the background and you can't see him. And right around this point, the God sprites were turning black too, because it happened that Shining Armor uses the same palette as the gods I had chosen. But I almost get that because, well, if they're supposed to be Hive sympathizers, maybe they're changelings, and they're about to change, and that's why they turn black, but then Shining Armor appears and they stop. Yeah, that's something I had to change. I did change these lines a little bit just because I'll always keep you near versus I'll never let her go, you know? Just, I think that works better. And now in my version of the Friends Forever comic, Blue Blood and Shining Armor duel. And this is a little joke I put in here for the Maniac. Let's use it all a specific amount of time. I wonder why I said that. Oh well. And now we're off. Thank goodness for the sprint button. The other switches, one of them drops you onto the stage, the other turns off the lights in the studio, and you get a little scene where everyone's like looking around, hey, the lights! Another one is just the sound of a dog barking. And I question why they need that switch. Oh, is that maybe it's just a generic switch for special effects, you know? I don't know. Wait. Wrong tab. And I have another little tangent I'm gonna go off on coming up soon when we get to the fight. Who are you using it on, AJ? Who are you using it? Damn it. Applejack, why do you fail? There we go. Celestia succeeded. I've got a couple minutes. Let's fight these guys, get some more magic. Of course. Of course, like Pizzo attack me. Sure. Ow. Celestia, heal us again. Let's see if he'll run away before I can kill him. The green rats do run away if you kill the gold ones, but the gold ones will continuously respawn the green ones, so basically just kill the gold ones. I still got 30 seconds, what the hell? Let's be pest exterminators. Yeah. Go for it, AJ. No, you're supposed to hit the metal one. Well, whatever, at least Flash picked up the slide. AJ fails so much. Ooh! Well, hang on, Celestia learned all her spells, so I gotta set her up with a new Esper now. Oh, no, not quite Boltra yet. If I wanted to, I could go for the last one. What the heck. We got a minute 30, let's live dangerously. I have a save state. Goldie, there you go. Good work. Oh, no, I didn't mean to summon. Well, that's a waste of MP. Actually, that's not bad. I should have just gone with that. Okay. Flash, how you doing, Parasol? So slow. I don't care about it being economical. 40 seconds, sprint! Run! Okay, we're doing a cut here because I've already tried to fight the Maniac once and it didn't go so well. She kept putting the party to sleep and the fight lasted 15 minutes! So now everyone is equipped with the Zephyr Cape to be immune to sleep. Let's try this again. Boom! And of course we land right on the stars. Well, good, there we go. And you can hear the crowd murmurs what's going on. And I notice that, like, why did no one want the balcony seats? I'm just curious. Oh, here's Flash is moment. Or one of his moments. The Maniac. Really, she is the perfect fit for Ultros. No, I didn't. The first thing I'm gonna do is summon Gusty for Region, because I've figured out that that is immensely helpful. And then I'm gonna electrocute her. Do not use Sword Tech against her because she will counter Sword Techs with Dragon Song, turning Applejack into a dragon. She'll also counter magic, sometimes counter magic with silence / mute, but we can work with that. So I mentioned before, well, rather I mentioned in my first attempt at this fight, but I'll bring it up now. The Maniac, this fight is very annoying from a technical sense because the Maniac / an Ultros move around the stage as they fight. And I moved that for version 1.1. People complained, they're like, hey, no, bring it back. So I did. But here's the problem. Every time the Maniac moves around the stage, she doesn't move around the stage. What happens is that the Maniac enemy is removed from the battle, and another Maniac enemy in a different position on the field is brought in. So what that means is that there's actually 4 copies of the Maniac right now basically tagging in and out. This creates an obvious problem because they don't show an HP total. Every time the Maniac changes positions, she gets an HP boost. She gets an HP refill. As long as she's moving to a new position, that is. Ha! Not this time! That's why the fight went on for 15 minutes the first time. She kept putting everyone to sleep, and eventually I did lose. Yeah, not this time. I came prepared with Zephyr Capes. This time we got her. And she's not countering like I don't remember the exact AI script, like off the top of my head, but like before she was countering every sword tech with Dragon Song. Here, not so much, which, you know, I'll risk it. Oh wow, that fight was so damn easy. How did we go from 15 minutes to 2 minutes? 2 bits. Okay. We can go get a shave and a haircut. Sorry, TV. Like, I always wondered, how would a part like this the play go, you know? Yeah, fortunately he locked you in a room with an escape hatch. Excuse. Let's see. And again, each party member has like their own bit they say here. And this is unfortunate one things I don't think like carried over well, like the implication that, you know, Dash has reasons for not wanting to get involved in the war. Now, I believe if you do this, if Shadow / Fluttershy is out there, yeah, you get his equipment too, so that's cool. No. And hang on. Yeah, keep the Jeweled Veil on, keep on the Gale Shaft on. Yeah, you can keep that for the stat boost. And just re-equipping the party again. Yeah, we're gonna want steel coming up. There's good things in the upcoming dungeon. There we go, and shop over here. And stock up on stuff. And this is the first time that Zebra potions are for sale. So, you know, we'll buy a few of those. Also, the Thief View is here just for convenience sake. Again, if you happen to sell it, you know, you can just hop on the airship and there it is. Yeah, okay, so let's take care of this. Oh, just in case, because I think I've established at this point that this is a bit of a problem for me. This is another scene that was still controversial, you know, talking Rainbow Dash into helping the party. So this is initial thing, like it was like Cadence like challenged Dashie and that. I tried to make it, you know, tried to make it make sense in the second go at it. Because we all know Rainbow Dash likes pranks. So Cadence plays a little prank on her and tricks her. The thing I always get over is like when Kaden sticks her head, it looks like she has pink Amina hair. And now it's off to the Crystal Empire. And again, hinting at a little bit of backstory here. Now, of course, anywhere you landed at Newer City, it should have drawn attention. Are we okay if we speed up this cutscene? We are? Good. And like we land right outside the town. I'm pretty sure someone in the town would have noticed. Again, just to be safe. Okay. And here's Bab's seed. Excuse me. Hiccup there. Yeah, we're okay for items. Well, let's go through here. Cupcake. And this again, elemental rings. I wanted to give players a way to access the various types of magic before heading into the facility. So we have these elemental rings here. Zephyr Cube. I don't need this. What else can I chuck? I'm not gonna use that. No, that's... that might have come in handy against the Maniac, actually. I'll hang on to that. That's the thing I admit, with whenever I play a game, I often don't strategize properly. I tend to just kind of blitz through them. You know, I bought the Fire and Ice ones because we have Star Swirl and Gusty for Cure and Lightning. We'll give Celestia the Lapis Ring, get her Ice, and Cadence the Garnet Ring, get her Fire. What did it say again? Yes. Now, of course, like someone pointed out though, like how do you even know he's saying that on his own? What's for sale at the armor shop? Mostly the same stuff. You know, you can get us this if you need it, but I don't need it, I don't want it. I never got why these chests are here. Riddle for the ages, you know? Like, why are they here? Yeah, King Samba asked for a portrait. That's a very minor plot point. I'm sure it won't be brought up ever again. This is a new little bit of dialogue added in 2.0. Because, again, there's this thing that the Shining Armor's parents, you know, it's hinted his dad abandoned him, but I kind of glossed over it, so I added that a little bit. And that's all steel stuff here. Throwing weapons are here for later when you come back here and Shadow, and you know you're recruiting Shadow, so you can buy some throwing weapons before you head out. And speaking of heading out, let's do that. There we go. I was gonna say you can't get to the Crystal Empire without running into someone. These enemies in the original game, they're just like generic, like just the Joker figures with parasols. I changed it to Flying Pegasites so that Sombra can have some flying troops and just make some more Imperial soldier type enemies. Oh yeah, and I think they gave him high magic evade in 2.0. I did. Good thing tools can't miss. Ow. Ooh, that actually was really strong. Ouch! Holy crap. And I encounter these in trios? Run away, run away, run away! Phew! Well, I think when I'm done this, I'm gonna go into the editor and find those guys and lower their magic power a little bit, because that was something. You know, I don't want a party wipe enemy. You know? And so we're gonna call it a part here. I think before I record the next part, I'll spend a little time level grinding out here. And then in the next part of Philly Fantasy VI, it's time to take on the Crystal Empire.